Hello and welcome to Ambi Marie Knits episode 101. My name is Amber. Of course, you can always find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Ambi Marie Knits. Welcome to my crafty channel where we're going to talk about what I've been making this week. We have crochet, knitting, and sewing. Quite a few finished objects and some brand new cast-ons because sometimes I randomly just cast on stuff. So, we're going to get started. A little bit of admin. Don't forget to go back and watch episode 100 so you can comment for that giveaway. I will be drawing when I record on Friday, May 2nd. See who the winner is. Okay, that out of the way. We have a lot of finished objects. I got a lot done this week. Some of it's stuff you've never even seen because I started... No, you knew I was going to cast it on though, so that's okay. We're going to get there. So we're going to jump in with the thing I don't have because I gifted it already. I did make another crocheted wind spinner. Picture here, maybe even a video. Went up to my mom's. Well, we were supposed to, sorry, a little bit of life stuff. We were supposed to have gone Sunday for Easter, but the weather was kind of iffy, like storms, and there were a couple tornadoes, not near me, and it wasn't bad. But just didn't feel like doing a drive for that. So we went on Monday instead. But then I gifted her 2 wind spinners. One of them I made Monday morning because why not? The wind spinners are fast. So maybe it was Sunday morning I made it. I don't remember which one now. But picture, you've already seen it. They're pretty cool. They look really great on her front porch. So that's awesome. Next finished object we're going to show is socks. So this is the... So I blocked this one weird. I have to re-block it. Alright, so these are the Bear Paw Socks by Entre Mary. They are a DK weight sock pattern with a Fleagle heel. And this is out of my hand spun. So the hand spun was the fold out cat. The colorway name was, we're all mad here? Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Mad Hatter's Tea Party is what it was. So this was a spin it to knit it. So hashtag here to go look up on Instagram if you want to. 3-ply 2 ways. And what you do is you take, you split a braid in half, and one half you just spin and then you chain ply it. The other half you do some other form of 3-ply, and then you stripe the socks. So this goes like this, like as far as the progression of the cakes. There we go. So I started down there. Had some oopses with the colors, but that's fine. They still look pretty cool. The Fleagle heel was really easy. Haven't quite figured out how it fits because, so the problem with these is my gauge. Hold on, I'm back. I'm gonna set these down for a second. So here's the leftovers of the yarn. Here's the leftovers of my chain ply. Here's the leftovers of the rest. So the weight of this yarn. The yardage that I thought I came up with put it at a DK, which was my goal, was to make a DK weight yarn. But it's so much thinner than a DK. So when making these socks, had some problems with the bind off. So the one I did, the first one, it took me 3 tries to bind it off, and it's still kind of tighter on my ankle. I finally figured out the problem. It's because they're DK socks. Like the stitch count are round. They're really stretchy because of the ribbing. But I don't have as much stitches here to compensate. I don't know. It's weird. But I think that's just the way my yarn is. So I'm not 100% happy with these. But you know what? It's my first pair of hand-spun socks. They don't have to be perfect. They're still wearable. I just got to push them down on my leg a little bit. Because, you know, I have strong calves. Just so you know. They're called strong calves. Very muscular. Sure. We're going to call it good. But yeah. But this one looks really cool. Okay. So, and there are weird fuzzies, like random weird that, there's some spots. Let's see, can I find one? There's pigtails in here. Actually, the cool thing is I know there's pigtails. Oh, there's one right there. I think I showed you guys last week, maybe. There's one. But it's fine. It just adds character to them. So, really happy I got these done. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with the leftovers, but I have some ideas. This will become something. Maybe a mini chicken. You know how that one goes. So these are fun. I can't wait to start spinning something else because I haven't been spinning lately. After I finished this and I applied something else I haven't even washed yet, I haven't touched the spinning wheel, but we'll see what the future holds. So that's finished object number 2. Finished object number 3 is this. It is, I don't know how to style these. It's a gift for somebody else. But it's a Sophie Scarf by Petite Knits. So I finished this Monday actually on the way back from my mom's. Look how pretty it is. Yarn used. This is Red Door Fibers in their Chalet DK, which is 70% merino, 30% silk. It is absolutely one of my most favorite bases of yarn ever because it's so squishy. And the colorway is avocado. And it's just a nice pretty scarf. So now that I've showed this on here, I can gift it to the person that it's for. So that part's nifty. So I finished that. And then the most exciting one that I know y'all been waiting for is the Ranunculus by Midori, name there. That I randomly decided to start last Friday after I recorded. That I finished like Tuesday. Alright, I'm going to put it on for a minute. It's kind of warm out there. Like, I don't know how I feel about the mohair. This mohair is way softer than I was expecting. But, okay, it is cropped. I used all the yarn on this. So, yarn used is, this is how much I have left of the fingering weight. This is Woolly Mama in the color Candied Something. That's all I got left. And then the mohair I held double was a one-of-a-kind skein from Breaking Yarns. And this base was just so good. Oh, I actually have the tag for that one. So there's the tag there. You can see that. And yeah, so it's got more silk in it. It's 64.36, so I feel like that's a lot of silk, but I love it. This is all I had left here. So I probably could have done a couple more rounds on each sleeve, but that's all I would have gotten. But just look how good this is. So the sleeves, I don't want to do the sleeveless version. I don't like that because that one I just don't like it. So I got a little bit of sleeve on it. It is cropped. So just enough to wear with dresses. But I did this with one skein of each. So approximately 460 yards. I did the second size. I added a couple rows for the yoke depth just because I knew the yoke depth wouldn't be long enough. My gauge, I think my gauge was a tad bit smaller. I always go down a needle size in pretty much everything because I'm such a loose knitter. Project pages are, of course, always linked below. I did put a little bit of notes in on this. Not a ton because I'm not great at that part, but there are some. But just look how good this is. Oh, the color's good. Okay, so that's enough of that, y'all. It's fuzzy, and I might have to get used to it, but it's the end of April in Missouri. Warm is starting to happen, but I'm happy with this. The fact it knit up so fast, just everything about it is amazing. So that is all of the finished objects for today. Now we're going to move into whips. So the only whip you've seen before. Okay, kind of. The one you'd be expecting to see. And I just lost that yarn. It's fine. This is the Moana Sweater by Rachel there. Okay, so I kind of got stuck on this. So I worked on it, and I was sort of supposed to start increasing for the skirt, because it's a Moana skirt, so it's got points, free pattern, by the way. And I don't want the points on it, but I still need to increase for something or another for the skirt. So I've got to look at her other free patterns and see if there's a different skirt portion I like. But this is close to be done. I just need to make a skirt on it. That's it. Been procrastinating. It happens. And by procrastinating, I mean getting distracted by other things as well. Because we know that happens. But that's this. Bag by Crafty and Broke. So that's that one. The next whip, bag made by me. This one I started yesterday. This is another sample for Mad Knitter Yarns. It is in the That Stuff Again. Same colorway as the shorts, the tan line shorts. This is a Ripple Bralette by Jessie Maid. I am done with the ribbing on the bottom. And I am starting the body ribbing. So I'm going to try and make this longer because Virginia does want to be able to wear it comfortably. So I'm going to go until I have like, I don't know, 50 grams left, 40, something like that. Because this was, most of this was the leftovers from the shorts, because I still had like 10 or 20 grams or something, like 10 grams left. So the band is pretty much all the leftovers from that. But I'm going to go as far as I can on this, and my goal is to try and make it so where the straps are in the lime green that I used on the shorts, because I just think that would look cool. But I want to maximize the uses of the yard, because I want it as long as I can possibly get it for. So we'll see how that one goes, but I'm working on that. The other whip, yep, I'm going to show you an old one before I show you the new one I just started today, last night. So as you can tell, I finished a lot of stuff. I didn't know what I wanted to make. Like, I have lots of stuff I want to make, but what do I actually really want to make? So what do? You grab out the forever blanket. So, bag made by me. This is, oh, actually in here is another bag made by me. This was one of the first bags I ever made. Kind of cute. Full of scrap yarn. This is my jelly roll. Hold on, I gotta fix this real quick so we don't lose anything. Okay, so this is my jelly roll. Pattern, I don't know, but it'll be there. So I started this, I actually looked it up. I started this in January of 2022. Been a minute. Okay, don't show it very often because I don't work on it very often. I've got 5 full rows complete and I'm working on the 6th one. I started this where that yellow marker is. So, yarns that I put in. These two are yarns from my stash event swap I did with friends. Some leftovers from my Speltus. This is Pretty Twisted Yarns. Do not remember the colorway name. This is also Pretty Twisted Yarns. This colorway is a one-of-a-kind 80s Kids Teal. I actually made a top out of that, and that's the leftovers from that. It's gorgeous. So, yeah, just a little bit of whatever knitting. And part of me, before I put it away, would like to just finish this row. That's kind of a lot of knitting, but I mean, that's doable. I can finish that before I put this away. Let me show you my next whip that I started last night. And tell me if you think I'm going to work on this again anytime soon. Probably not. But that's okay. It's a forever whip. I can keep it forever. There's nothing wrong with that. So, my next whip is the Blur Cardigan by S-Knits on Instagram. Name is going to be here. And this is what it looks like. So, this is the Blur Cardigan. Picture of the cardigan here. It is a faded cardigan. It is fingering weight held double. So, you are marling it to blur the colors together. I am this far with it. I am doing an 8 skein fade. It's really cool because the pattern gives you options. So you can pick your size, pick your length. You want, hip length or longer. And then from there you pick, do you want to do 4 colors, 6 colors, or 8 colors? I picked 8 colors because that was the only one where the yardage lined up for me to only use 1 skein of each color. So, because of that, and it like really, it's paid for pattern, so I don't want to give away too much, but it really outlines exactly when to change colors, like how exactly to fade everything. Because I have finished the first color and faded in the second color, which I will show you momentarily. So it has a double knit button band. And then, so I don't even know how to hold this, y'all, I'm sorry. There we go. That'll work. But you can see I've got the purple and greens now to something different there. So, colors using. The first color is, me and my ball winder got into a fight on this. Happens. So this is a skein I've had for a very long time and finally found something worth putting it in. Crafted by the Fates. And it's called Lily Pad 7525. Sorry about that, Claire. So yeah, I've been holding on to this for quite some time. So glad I finally found something to put it in. And I think I've used it all, which means I've got more than enough to make a pair of socks or something out of that. I thought I was going to use more based on the yardage it's called for in the pattern. So I don't know. My gauge is actually, my row gauge is a little bit tight, but blocking will help that. My stitch gauge for the garter is fine, which is weird. I mean, I only went down 1 needle size. That's still kind of weird. That's color 1. Color 2 that I faded into that's still attached is this. This is some Malabrigo sock in the color that name. So that's color 2. And let's go through the other colors, because why not? Color 3 is some more Malabrigo sock in this color. So it's kind of some greens and reddish browns. Color 2, or color 3, color 4 is this color. Do not know the name of it. This is a girl in her wool. She no longer dies. But that is a girl in her wool. Let's see if I can hold these. Okay, so that's that color. And the order could potentially change. I don't know. But color 5 is some pretty twisted yarns. This is the color heart-shaped box. Okay, you can kind of see where we went from the purpley greens to the greeny blues to this green to this, now to more reds. This one, I don't know if it really matches, but we're going to go with it. This color, it's a little bit brighter than what I wanted, but I'm working with what I got here, y'all. It had the black in it, so that's what I wanted. This is a color dyed by me, actually, and this was a really fun dye. This was one of those ones where you take a big mason, like a quart mason jar, toss in some water, yarn, and dye and acid, and leave it alone in the sun. So it's quite pretty. So there's that one. 2 more. Then I'll try and hold it up in a second. Actually, I think I'll just put a picture in of the entire fade, maybe. Color 3. Whatever color number this is. This is the 3rd color of Malabrigo sock, because I had 3 of them. This is the Anniversario, however you pronounce that. That's upside down. Is it backwards? No, it's just showing backwards to me as well. But yeah, so there's that one. And then the 8th and final color is Treehouse Knits. And this is the A Very Beetlejuice Halloween. It was the main skein from a Halloween countdown that I got a few years ago. Actually, it's a countdown I got this bag from too. Kind of nifty. So, I'm just going to put in a big picture over everything of what that fade looks like when I had it laid out on my floor last night. And go from there. So, I'll have to reorder this later. So, this is like all I've done today is work on this. It's going pretty fast. The pattern is big. So, it is a lot of pages, which is not a bad thing. I like how there's like a reference page because, like I said, the fading is specific. Like, you do this many rows, you do this many rows, which is cool as long as your row gauge matches. So far it's been pretty good. The body is garter. The sleeves are reverse stockinette. So it just gives it a little, like, still the same but different. The details are nice. So I'm enjoying it so far. I just want to hurry up and get it done, of course, like I do everything. So we're going to see. Now the first color done. I wonder if I can finish that second color today. I don't know. I probably should like do laundry and dishes and stuff, but that's overrated. So that is that whip. A new cast on. Very excited there. As far as future cast ons go, I'm still gonna make that rewind take eventually. The yarn stares at me. The Pixie cardigan, which is a new cardigan. It's a 2-color honeycomb brioche cardigan by Knit Graffiti. That is not coming out till later this summer. Because it was originally supposed to come out like this week, and it did not, which is okay. That's fine. I'm going to do this instead, but I still am planning on making that as an epic make because I like those. Okay, so that's that. That's it kind of on the yarny stuff. I have a little acquisitions I'll tell you about in a minute. Sewing. Acquisitions. Then we'll jump into sewing. So, I got this from my job. So, we had a little... I think I talked about this already. Did I show you guys this last week? I don't remember when I got this, but if I haven't showed it yet, hey, I got this cool book about spinning. Pretty fun. I like it. I have not read it all yet because usually if I'm I don't read nonfiction. I mean, don't get me wrong, I need to read this because I want to learn the stuff, but I like my fiction. The other one I'm pretty sure I have not shown you is this one. Ignore my little bookmark there. But I actually won this on an Instagram giveaway. So this is the Ply magazine from April or spring. And it is Three Waters Farm did a giveaway because they're giving away like 4 copies of this. And I got one. So yeah, so look at the pretty. So there's all stuff. So far reading it, it's been like breeding sheep to get specific colors. Because most sheep, they just want white because then you can dye it whatever you want. But like talking about how you can, you know, get certain shades of black, gray, whatever the other colors of sheep are. And that's finally interesting. I know there's more about color, except I'm only that far in. Like, I'm pretty new into it. But pretty exciting to have it because spinning. Okay, so that's the yarny stuff. So next up, sewing. This is also kind of life as well. So Saturday did not work at the yarn store because of the weather. I was told just to stay home, and I'm like, okay, sure, not a problem. But by stay home, that meant go do other things. So I went over to my sister's and picked her up, and we went to our Joann's because why not? And I walked out of there with a new sewing machine. So I am now the proud owner of a Singer Heavy Duty. And I know it's not like the most amazing sewing machine ever, but it's bigger than what I had. It's more steel parts than plastic because I had the Singer Simple beforehand. And like the throat is bigger, so that's really nifty. Well, first thing I had to do is make something with my new sewing machine. So let me show you what that is. So I made a sewing machine cover. This is a charm pack of Free Spirit fabrics, you know, the Tula pink and all that stuff. Charm pack I got from the Quilted Cow, one of my local quilt shops. So I got that. Pattern, if I can find it, I will link the pattern I used below. It was kind of vaguish, but this worked out perfectly. So it was free pattern, just like a blog post. So I did the squares in the thing, and then you sewed on a side, this does have batting in it. I did kind of halfway quilt it, not a lot. I did these fun sideways things on there. It is supposed to have a bias on the bottom. I didn't want to do that. I did this like I was making a bag. When I sewed it up, I left a spot on one of the seams right here. It's on the inside anyways, and flipped it right side out and then just top stitched the bottom. Fabric on the inside, this is an interesting fabric. So this green, I got a bolt of this at Goodwill like 4 or 5 years ago. 4 years ago at least. A long time ago. And I'm just still slowly going through it. But yeah, I thought that was a cute little cover. And yay for getting a new machine and then wanting to protect it from dust, right? Right. So that's my sewing I've done. I have more sewing I should be doing, but I've been procrastinating on cleaning and rearranging some stuff. So I'll get there. It'll be fine. But I did that. Okay. More life stuff and books is what we have left to do still. This is a long one. Sorry, y'all. Not sorry. I had a lot of stuff to show you. So, life stuff. Let's see. Tuesday was Earth Day. So I got to go with some work peoples and pick up trash. That was really cool. It was a beautiful day. You know, we'd have lots of flooding recently, so that made it interesting seeing what we could pick up along the shoreline of the lake we were at. So that was nifty. Tomorrow is local yarn store day. So if you have a local yarn store, please go visit them. They're probably doing something cool. I know mine is. So if you're local to me, please stop by Mad Knitter Yarns because we're going to have fun stuff. I know she's got some kits made up, and I think there's a drawing. Should be pretty cool. So that's life. I mean, I have work. There is a event this weekend that I don't get to go to, but it's in St. Louis. There is I cannot remember the name of it, Midwest Fiber, some kind of fiber festival is going on in St. Louis this weekend. So if you get to go, yay, have fun. I'm not, that's okay. I don't need to buy any more yarn anyways. I may have bought a skein of yarn today, but that's beside the point. You'll see that whenever it gets here. So, books. I finished listening to Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver, I think. That book is different. It's amusing. It's a comedic dark romance. It's different, a little bit gross, but not as gross as I started the second book in that series, Leather and Lark. I don't know if I can do it. Like, it's not that it's bad. It's not that it's bad. It may not be my jam. There is just some, you know, go read the trigger warnings. There's just some stuff on there that's a little bit grosser than what I want to deal with in my books, especially when I'm listening to them. But these types of books are better if you listen to them because you get the voices and all that stuff, which is cool. But if I can't skim over the parts that gross me out, I don't know. We'll see. But I did start that, so we'll see what happens. As far as reading on my Kindle, I finished Resisting Maxu by Victoria Aveline. That was book 6, I think, of the Clacanian series. And I started book 7 today, Ruling... I can't remember the name. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, y'all. The book series is getting more interesting. So the first few were kind of same, like different characters, but kind of the same basic feel. But it's actually like there's more drama. There's more. There's just more stuff going on. So whole basis of, and these are free on Kindle Unlimited if you use that. And Hoopla if you use that. Mine anyways has some of them if you want to listen to them. So it's human women are kidnapped to this alien planet that we're vaguely related to. They find their true mates, all that good stuff. But there's a lot of drama because, you know, Earth's not advanced enough of a planet. We can't send you back, but we also can't contact anybody. And the whole storyline of the women getting kidnapped to begin with, that is progressing. And of course, each book has their love match and all that. But that is getting more interesting, and I'm really curious to see what ends up happening with the people that don't want to stay. So, I don't know. That was a lot. I'm sorry if that was too much on that book. But that's what I've been reading. So, I'm sorry about how long this episode was. But, you know, I had a lot of stuff to talk about today. So that's all I've got. I hope everybody had a lovely week. I hope your weather is less stormy, more beautiful spring weather. Flowers. I got to go walk around a park yesterday and it was so pretty because at least it's flower season. Also allergy season, but you know, that's why they make Claritin and Zyrtec. I don't know. We'll use whatever you use there. So I'm going to shut up now because I keep talking about random stuff, but I will see everybody next week for the drawing, and thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.